a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show, God inspired. Today's date is January the 10th, 2026. And this is show number 25.
Yep.
And one of the things I was talking about last week that I'm going to continue on because it's appropriate.
Okay. What?
And that is the National Football League.
Oh, yeah. You're not too happy, huh?
And now that I know what the brackets are,
Oh, yeah.
today's show is going to be somewhat about brackets.
I know you love brackets.
And since I was in 8th grade, I have been a bracketologist.
Yeah, you love it.
And it's something I remember my first year I was in the varsity wrestling team. I was in the 95-pound class. And it was after one practice, and I asked the coach how, in a tournament, my opponent was determined. And he explained the number system. Full brackets, buys. He explained the whole system to me. And if you ever saw the movie Miracle Worker.
Yeah, it was when the girl who was deaf and
Helen Keller.
when she couldn't figure out what this hand movement and everything, but then she thought she felt the water, and the teacher told her water in her hand, and boy, it was like bingo, woo. She wanted to know everything. What's this? What's this? It woke her up, and the brackets just woke Mike up. Since he always loved math and numbers, it was right up your alley, huh, Mike?
Yeah. Brackets are a number system. And a full bracket is a bracket where there are no buys, which would be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. There aren't too many things that go above 128. I mention 128 because a lot of tennis tournaments have 128.
Tennis really shows how brackets work.
Yeah,
And wrestling too.
Wrestling does too. Tennis, they make a lot of favoritism in tennis. The brackets aren't done well.
Too bad.
I could do a better job. And my father said they would never want me because I'm too fair.
Right.
And he's right about that. But what I'm talking about with this football thing, I saw things this last weekend that I never thought I would see. And they were disgusting. And I'll tell you what they were. I tried to watch the first game on Sunday because I mentioned last week I wasn't going to watch any of the playoffs.
Because of unfairness.
Because of cheating and hatred and politics and favoritism. The Bible mentions 9 times the sin of favoritism in 8 different books.
Yep.
And this commissioner hates the New England Patriots. And he set the brackets up accordingly to knock New England out. Now, here's the deal with this. The greatest cowards in professional sports history the greatest cheaters is the Denver Broncos. And this has been this way for many, many years. Even during the days of John Elway, the referees always cheated for Denver. And,
Too bad.
when the Patriots had Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
and he was considered to be, at that time, the best quarterback in football. I don't know if that was legitimate or not. There were some good quarterbacks. Uh, but anyway, what they did this year, and I'll tell you because I mentioned it last week. I was watching a game between Carolina and Seattle,
Right.
and the New England was playing the Jets,
Right. I remember that.
and it was a blowout. New England blew them off the field.
Yeah, the Jets aren't very good this year.
It was 42-10. No, the Jets were horrible this year. And the guy said from the Carolina Seattle game,
Mm-hmm. The announcer.
the announcer said that if New England wins, they win the division, even if Buffalo ties them.
Good.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Now, the second game, the game of the week, was Philly at Buffalo.
Okay.
Well, Philly is my other team.
I know.
So I decided to watch the game.
Sure.
I'm not optimistic because Buffalo's very good.
Very good.
And Philly goes up 13-0.
Good.
And the second half, they quit. They thought they had the game won. So anyway, before the second game starts, the commissioner changes the rules. He says, well, if Buffalo and New England tie, Buffalo gets the division.
No. Why?
Because he hates New England.
Hatred. Got it.
All right.
All right. I figured it.
Now, I'm thinking if Philly wins, the division is over. New England wins. If Philadelphia either ties or beats Buffalo, New England wins the division.
Yeah.
And we know that Buffalo's not going to lose to the Jets. So that's a bye for them. And if New England had lost to Miami, they would have ended up tied. Now,
Okay.
here's what happens. Buffalo goes for it, fourth down on the 1-inch line. They miss it. The score is still 13-0. They should have kicked the field goal.
13-0 still?
Yeah. It was late in the third quarter.
Okay.
Then Buffalo scores a touchdown. They get the ball again. Philly didn't complete a single pass in the second half.
Gosh, you're right. They were not trying.
And no running. No running whatever. Their running game, they were thrown for losses or an incomplete pass. That was their whole second half. They quit.
All right.
Now, Buffalo scores a touchdown.
Another one.
They missed the extra point.
So what's the score now?
13-6.
Oh, so one touchdown.
Now they score again. It's 13-12.
Yeah.
They're at the end of the game. They're not going to get the ball back again.
Fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter. What do? A tie eliminates Buffalo from the division. So they don't go for the tie. They go for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
They miss it. Now, Philly was so lucky to win that game. And I mentioned this last week. I said that Vince Scully said it's better to be lucky than good. Philly was lucky to win that game. They deserved to lose that game. If Buffalo makes its first extra point, they win the game 14-13. If Buffalo kicks a field goal on 4th and inches at the 1-inch line. Buffalo wins the game 16-13. Now, as it ends,
That they don't have a good kicker, or just it wasn't lucky for them?
it wasn't lucky for them.
Okay, I got it.
They were very unlucky. Buffalo was. Buffalo was clearly the better team.
Mhm.
Now, I'm a Philadelphia fan,
I know.
but I'm telling you, Buffalo was clearly the better team. So here's what they do. Philadelphia gets in this mode that what they want Green Bay and Chicago to play in the first round.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Chicago fans don't like that.
Yeah, I'm
And
a Chicago fan.
here's their argument.
What?
If they're number 3,
If Philly's number 3.
Philly's number 3, they
Right.
play at home against San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
They win, and this is how they're calculating. They win, they play the winner of Chicago Green Bay.
Okay.
So if they play Green Bay, they host.
That's better than in Green Bay anyway.
No, they wouldn't have to go to Green Bay. So they're thinking they don't need to have home field advantage over Chicago because Chicago is going to be eliminated by Green Bay.
Yeah.
And this is what Philly's thinking.
Yeah, but they're not the ones calling the shots.
Who isn't?
Philadelphia team? You're just saying what they want, right?
This is what they want.
Okay, got it.
Now, Chicago, on the other hand, they don't want to play Green Bay.
No.
All right? So they lose on purpose
Oh, Chicago loses on purpose. Okay.
to Detroit.
Yeah, that's not on.
So Chicago loses on purpose.
Yep.
So you've got
That's what you don't like, this manipulation.
two teams
Manipulation stuff.
that are blatantly losing on purpose. They're tanking. All right?
Okay.
Now, here's the third scenario.
Okay, I'm listening.
The Chargers.
Okay.
They
Chargers.
they lose on purpose to Denver. They're resting
Oh,
their
hey, we're going to a break, and this has been the Nancy and Mike show. Stay tuned.
Mike Zorick, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show, and I'm explaining to you why I'm really fed up with the NFL and the evil that's persisting. Now, the third team that threw a game
Yeah,
was the Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers.
Now, here's what the Chargers did.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers. They threw the game for Denver
Oh.
because they were afraid that some of their players might get hurt.
Yeah,
So they held out their good players.
it makes sense.
They could have moved up in the standings. They could have moved up from number 7 to number 6, but they decided not to. And they slapped New England in the face.
Oh, that hurts New England.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So now they got to play New England. New England ought to beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Make them pay for this.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm.
here's what the commissioner decided.
The one who hates New
The
England.
one who hates New England, that if New England and Denver end in a tie, Denver gets the tiebreaker. Well, let me tell you why that's wrong. Because Denver played the Chargers. The Chargers are tanking.
Okay.
So New England didn't play anyone that was tanking. Now, here's the next thing. Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
They lost half their team to injuries
I
when
know
they
that.
played Denver. And furthermore, the worst team in football, the number one pick in the draft, is going to the Las Vegas Raiders. They beat Kansas City. That's who Denver played before the Chargers. So Denver has played so many cupcakes on the base of strength of schedule. New England should get the number one seed. All right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. You've got uh Stephen Diggs, who's New England's best wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They want to suspend him for the playoffs over some deal where he might be arrested. So they're trying to get their players out of the playoffs
Oh, yeah.
just in case they win. It is clear hatred and evil. And I said last week that because this is so blatantly evil, yeah, you know what it feels like to me. I'll tell you what it feels like. If you take this from a biblical standpoint, it feels like James chapter 4, verse 17. Now, what that scripture says, if you feel like something is wrong, don't do it. If you feel like, I remember we had this preacher and we were at a Bible study, and somebody asked him if he believed that drinking alcohol was a sin. Now, he's from Japan and he was non-drinker, non-smoker all the way.
A clean guy.
Like me. I don't drink, I don't smoke. So he said, the way he answered the question, do you think it's a sin to drink alcohol? He said, for him, it would be. He didn't say yes, he didn't say no. He said, for him, because he sees it as something wrong, so he doesn't do it. So for him, it would be a sin. Well, I'm on the same wavelength that he is.
Yeah.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I believe that it's morally wrong, so I don't do it. Now, this is what this football, there's so much politics, there's so much evil intent in this deal. I'm not watching any of the playoffs. And it's okay because I got college basketball to watch. And that's where we're going with this. So let's see, where are we going from here? Yeah, we had a busy week this week.
Yeah, we did.
Now, Monday,
We had the chiropractor.
we went to the chiropractor and we got out kind of early. We had an earlier appointment than usual.
And then we went to the bank.
We went to the bank and went to this wonderful restaurant. I got the best fish and chips unbelievable.
Mike likes it very well done, and it was very well done. Perfect.
You could have hit somebody over the head with it. It was the way. I like it. It was totally. And then Tuesday, we went to this luncheon with seniors from the church.
Yeah, they usually go to a shopping center once a month, but this time they wanted to go to a restaurant close by to our house, which is better for Mike because if we went to the big shopping center, I like to go shopping, and Mike doesn't walk around all that and wait for me to try stuff on. So we just went to the restaurant and it was fun. And oh, Mike told a wonderful story, and he was a big hit. I like to see people getting to know Mike. And when you go to church, you're just sitting there, and then you get up and leave. And this way, he was communicating, and people got to know how funny he is. I liked it. I'm like,
Yeah, and one thing relating to that, there is a biblical scripture, and it says that people should use their talents to benefit others.
yeah,
All right. So, for example, I'm a good piano player,
very good.
and I should be using that talent for the benefit of others to enjoy.
And I'm a good artist. That preacher he was talking about, Uh, he said he wanted people to share it. So when I finished a painting, I bring it to the front of the church on Sunday. And when Mike would finish a piano piece, he'd want to share it with the church. And it was more of a family. I like that. The church we go to now, it's too big. But when I mentioned that to the leader of the women's prayer group, she said we should pray for God to open some doors for that because we know one guy who plays the trumpet, right? And that other girl, she plays the flute. So, uh, it if God could open some doors to help other people to share with their talents, I think it would be a good thing.
But you've got to get, I think the problem with this church,
Uh-huh.
they don't, either they don't know that scripture or they don't understand it
They don't
because
take it to heart.
they obviously don't believe it.
Well, it's a huge church. That's a problem.
And I think,
I know how big it was because I was fixing things in the back of all the different chairs, and boy, I was sitting up, standing up and down, and it's a big church.
yes, it is. And the preacher gives very good sermons.
Yeah,
So
he's funny.
I'm certainly not going to put him down.
No, and
But
it's very close to our house.
that scripture is something that
Mhm.
not everybody believes in. So, but that's the deal with that. And I had a great time at the luncheon
Yeah.
on Tuesday with the church people,
Mhm.
and I was okay uh, with everything. And I like to go out and socialize with people, but we are losing a lot of our friends in the neighborhood. We have about 5 people who moved out and not replaced.
Oh, I know one thing someone said, and I liked it. Changes lead, uh, changes, break chains. I like that.
I do too.
Those two different words, changes, break,
And change.
chain.
CHAINS.
Yeah, it sounds
Uh,
similar, but
I like that too. And that is one of
so
the things
we're
that,
going to be having some changes,
well, we
and
better.
we can't get too comfortable because the change is for the better. And now I have a couple of things I got from the Angel magazine. It says, prayer is not asking, it is a longing of the soul. It is a daily admission to one's weakness. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. That was written by Mahatma Gandhi. Very good. And I like this. Blaise Pascal had, the heart has its reasons reasons know which reasons know not. Blaise Pascal, he had this one thought about, if you could sit quietly and do nothing, if you know how to do nothing right, you will do nothing wrong. I thought that was kind of cute. You have to learn how to be still and be quiet, and you will get understanding if you're really seeking, huh, Mike?
Yeah. So, are you done already?
Well, I have some stuff from this Quiet Time book, but I think we're going to a break soon. But the main scripture, I'll read that first before the break. It's the fruit of the spirit is self-control. And Mike, last week, both of us were talking about the fruits of the spirit. And the rest of the part I'll read after the break. We're going to a break soon. And then after my quick little thing, I say, Mike talks this much, I talk this much, and then Mike talks this much. So after the break, I'll come back and read this. So we'll be right back. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Break.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And when we left, Nancy was doing her wonderful part of the show. And she's not quite done yet.
No.
So she's going to finish and then I'll come back.
Cool. Okay, this is from Quiet Time's book. It's a beat up book we've had for many, many years. We read it every day, every morning. So this is talking about self control. It's not just pushing your plate away and not having that second piece of pie. It means different things to different people. So when you are exercising self control, it means that you are subject to God in your life. You have relinquished the control of your life to God's spirit. So other thoughts need to be controlled by the spirit, because our emotions, they kind of can pull us in the wrong direction if we're not objective. And let the spirit control, because we often tend to live by our feelings instead of our thoughts. So the spirit needs to control. And if we are determined to do things our own way, we will continue to struggle with God. But we have a choice. We can live under the tyranny of our own thoughts, feelings, choices, and behaviors, or we can live under the control of Holy Spirit. You have a choice, and the choice could change your life. And that's what Mike really helped me, because when I started dating Mike, or before I started dating him, I had boyfriend troubles, that's for sure. So he said, you got to find out what their intentions are. And it's like he was talking a different language. So he was such a good example, and we'd have long, long spiritual talks. And I saw this guy. He's just the best guy I ever met. So I wanted to do God's will, and he said, "Where's your priorities?" And I thought I wanted to do God's will, but it's what choices you make. Let God help you with the things, and that's what helped me, Mike. It really did. I know I tend to put you up too high, but we got married August 8th, 1980. Whew, that's a long time ago. So anyway, he doesn't disappoint me, to say the least. Okay, it's your turn.
One of the things we've been talking about the last couple of weeks is fruits.
Yeah.
And the fruits are uh, what people, how people act. The Bible says, by their fruits you shall know them.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I don't care when I meet somebody or when I talk to somebody, I don't care about their skin color. I don't care what they look like. The main thing is, what are this person's fruits? What is in this person's heart? Does he have a good heart? Does he have an evil heart? Uh, I don't care about any of the other stuff. And I do call a spade a spade.
And
I
I
I
think
don't.
you could see people's intentions more than regular people do, because you started at the age of 4.
Well, I'm always looking for people's intentions, so that I know if this is somebody that I should avoid. I want to know that I should avoid them by their bad fruits.
Yeah, could be dangerous.
They could be dangerous. So by my figuring out what people intend to do to me, that helps me to decide, do I even want to have a relationship with this person? And it helps me so much to be able to do this. And uh, do you know? And a lot of people don't know this. In the state of California, a blind person cannot serve on a jury. And do you know what the reason is? He's too objective. So you would think,
The lawyers can't fool with their fancy clothes or dress someone who is not a good person, dress them all nice and cleaned up. They're not impressed with that, huh?
no, they're not. And I was, I got called in. This is a true story.
Right.
I got called in to go a long ways to serve on jury duty.
Yeah.
There's a place to serve on jury duty in Indio, California,
Yes.
which is 3 miles from our old place.
But this was Palm Springs.
This was Palm Springs. This was like 26 miles away.
Yep.
So you have to get there early in the morning. And the district attorney came up to me and she said, "What are you doing here?" She said, "There's no way that any judge would choose me for a case and
Any lawyer.
or any
You just
lawyer."
right.
And she told me that there is a actual law in the state of California that if you want to serve on a jury, they want to allow a blind person to serve on a jury because he's too objective.
Yeah,
Now, you would think
I understand.
in a case like that, or in any case,
They want fairness.
that
They should.
you would want people to be objective
Mhm.
so they can make a fair decision on the given case, whatever the case may be.
No
But
favoritism.
not in that instance.
No.
And I used to have a friend,
Mhm.
and I knew him. He was totally blind like me, and he and I had the same reader. So I knew what was happening in his life. And he sued the state of California because they wouldn't allow him to go on jury duty.
And he wanted it.
And he wanted it.
Okay.
Well, the way the case came out, you could sit in a jury room, but you can't serve on a jury.
No one will pick you.
No one will pick you. So even if the judge rules in his favor,
Yeah. One of the lawyers won't want him.
yeah. So it's a frivolous lawsuit because you can't win it.
No.
It's not frivolous in terms of stupid, but it's
No meat.
a lawsuit that you can never win.
Right.
I don't know how other states are relating
I
to
don't know
that,
either.
but I never heard of a blind person serving on any jury in any state. But that doesn't mean it hasn't happened. I just don't know about it.
Right.
And that's the rule there. And very few people know about that because it's not something that you see or come across every day.
No.
But I came across it, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. And I'm sure in California, I can't speak for any other state, but I'm sure in California that's the case. But that's a little bit of information that I normally don't talk about, but I have experience with it, and they didn't want me because I was too objective. And so, in other words, even both lawyers want you to be in a position where they could scare you into making a poor decision with their antics. And this is the whole deal in a nutshell. And that's where this is going. That's where this went. And I didn't know that until an actual district attorney told me uh, that I should get a doctor's excuse so that I don't have to serve on jury duty because it's a waste of my time. That's what she told me. So that's what I did. Now, since we moved to Florida, I haven't been asked to serve on any jury. Some jury, some states have age limits.
Yeah, I think I got something in the mail, and when I called, they said I was old enough I didn't have to. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. I don't really like to. I wouldn't fight to go on the jury. One time, there was a policeman, and it's something about a drunk driver. And when the policeman's lawyer found out that I didn't drink alcohol, they got rid of me. The policeman's lawyer. I thought the other lawyer would get rid of me, but anyway, they didn't want me.
That means the policeman wasn't trying to win the case.
Well, his lawyer wasn't. I don't know about him.
No, the guy who got rid of you because you don't drink.
That was the policeman's lawyer on for his side.
So the policeman's lawyer, there might have been a hanky panky going on in
Who
that
knows?
particular
I thought it was
case
peculiar.
because that's a peculiar outcome for the policeman's lawyer
I know.
to be against you. I could see the other lawyer being against you, but there's a lot of crazy things. I've had cases where I went to court, and some of these things that happen in court you would never believe.
Well, we'll be right back. This is the Nancy and Mike shows. Please stay tuned.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, Published by iUniverse, Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show.
Yep.
And I almost said the Mike and Nancy Show.
It doesn't matter.
I remember one time we were doing our show, and somebody mentioned that the show should be Mike and, oh, by the way, Nancy. I'll never forget that funny comment. But
It was my comment because you're mainly doing the show, and I have a little bit in the middle because they first said it was under spiritual, and I thought, well, we better put a little spiritual in the middle of his sports. So that's why I said, oh, by the way, Nancy. So it wasn't one of the engineers; it was me.
oh, very good. But I thought it was one of the
Well,
engineers.
they laughed at it. That's
So
why.
that shows me that maybe I don't pay attention as well as I should. But anyway,
You have a wonderful memory, and
I do have a
it's
good
very
memory.
excellent.
And today you went to the grocery store, and I forgot 3 things that should have been on the grocery list.
Choose.
Yeah, there were about
Yeah.
20 things on the grocery list, and I forgot 3 of them. Nancy said, "Oh, you forgot this, you forgot this." Oh my gosh.
It's one of the reasons to go.
I know. I like, I'm a tea drinker,
And he has to have lemon.
and I like lemon in my tea. And you go to a restaurant, and this happens so many times. You go to a restaurant, and I'll say, I want tea with lemon and sugar. Well, I will tell you more than half the time, you have to ask for the lemon again because it's like they turn off when you mention lemon. I don't understand that, but it happens so often.
Some people like tea and milk or cream.
Yeah, I know. Um, my parents did. My parents liked tea with milk in it, and uh, I used to drink that once in a while, and I prefer lemon over milk, but I'm not a milk person.
No, me either.
But that's weird how that happens at restaurants. Another thing I'm gonna mention because we're on some interesting topics today,
Uh-huh.
and this was when I was a kid, and it doesn't happen today as much as it used to, but it's still once in a while. I go to a restaurant. Let's say I'm 10 or 11 years old, and my parents are there and my brother's there. So the waitress will start out asking my parents what they want. And then they'll ask my brother, who's a couple years younger than me. And then they would turn to somebody else and say, well, what would I have?
What is he having?
What is he having? Like I can't either talk for myself or I can't decide for myself. Uh Another common things that people
Well,
do.
I liked it what your dad said. Well, ask him and see.
Ask them, yeah. But another thing that happens, I remember one time. I remember a few times flying to the nationals in wrestling, and people will come up and the stewardess will come up and she'll say, "Do you need a wheelchair?" Like, I can't see, I can't hear,
I
uh,
can't
I
walk.
can't walk. And I remember one time I was flying to, I think it was Minnesota. I had a nationals in Minnesota, and I was telling her how before the tournament I was running 10 miles a day, and then she turns around and asks me if I need a wheelchair. So I thought that was rather silly. Well, you know, I can't walk, I can't run. What can I do? You can't see. Everything else is wrong with you.
One thing I don't like when talking about my artwork and showing people
Oh,
artwork, and they ask if Mike painted them.
that is,
I paint realistically, and I have heard of some totally blind people maybe making little statues out of clay and stuff, but not painting realistically when you can't see. I never appreciated that comment. Mike.
and I don't blame you. That's one of the uh, massive insults that anybody could give to you,
Yeah.
and either they're intending to insult you,
Nah,
but
they
I
just
think the main
it's
thing is
ignorant thing.
it's yeah. The other day on the show, I talked about the three
Different kinds.
kinds of prejudice.
Very good, I
There's
thought.
three kinds of prejudice.
Yeah.
One is ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And here's how ignorance goes.
It's just common, I think.
It's they say, well, if I were uh, blind, I could never do such and such. So they conclude if they couldn't do it, that I can't do it either.
Yeah.
That's what you call the ignorance
And that's
prejudice.
pretty prevalent, I think.
That's prevalent.
Yeah.
Then you've got hatred prejudice,
I never thought anything like that existed before I met you.
and they say, well, they don't like you, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure you don't prevail.
They just might not like the way you look or something. Who knows? It's hatred.
It's hatred, yeah. How do you explain? It's
No,
very hard to
not going
explain
there to figure it out.
hatred. Now, the last one I experienced in a Florida court, and that's called the high expectation prejudice,
Where they wanted you to be able to do stuff
where
way beyond.
they want me to do stuff uh, that they would never ask of anybody else. And they do this in order to justify not hiring me.
Yeah.
When I had my case in Florida, a
It,
lot,
it, it became national news when Mike had his case. He was hired, and then when the guy heard him using his braille writer, he said, "What's that noise?" He said, "It's a braille writer." He said, "You're fired." So
yeah.
he had already been hired.
And one of the key things when you get in a situation like that, uh, you don't just sue the school district. You sue the person who caused you to sue the school district. That was the principal of that particular school. So what happens in that case? Immediately, that principal gets fired.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things I was getting at with this, I was in the courtroom, and they asked me if I could fly an airplane. And my answer to the opposing lawyer was, I didn't know that being able to fly an airplane was one of the qualifications for being a teacher at this particular school. Of course, it's not.
No, of course not.
But I had another incident where I was in California and I was applying for this job in a recreational program.
Uh huh.
And the first question the girl asked me, what would you do if there were 8 baseball games going on at once, and none of the umpires showed up. So the question turned out to be, how could you be at 8 places at once?
Duh.
And, nobody could be at 8 places at once. Even if your eyes are perfect, you can't be at 8 places at once. Now, why do they ask you that? They ask you a question like that because they don't want to hire you. That's called the high expectation prejudice. If there was somebody that they wanted to hire, they would never ask a question like that. So that's the deal with uh,
Oh, I wanted to tell him that Mike did lose that case, and his lawyer's life was threatened, and the judge was threatened that she'd get kicked out. Or what was she threatened? That she'd lose her
well,
job?
they would transfer her to another area
Oh, okay. But they
if she
threatened
ruled
her.
in my favor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
everybody was threatened. My lawyer's life was threatened, and
you can see why Mike wants justice. He wants fairness. And when he sees it, he can't go that way.
yeah, when I see cheating, like um, this deal they got in the National Football League, I love football, and but when I see all this hanky panky going on, I can't watch it. It just uh, in the first place, I probably get so emotional that
I know.
it wouldn't do me any good to get involved with this, and it's very, to me, it's very sacrilegious. So I will not be watching the NFL playoffs. So
But you got basketball, and I'm hoping you get back to practicing the piano. Now that you're feeling better, I hope you can get back to practicing the piano. I miss it.
yeah, I was thinking about it this morning. I
Good.
was thinking about this one piece that I really want to redo. We lost the tape. The tape got smashed on our move, and it's my favorite piano piece.
Aw.
It's called Chopin Ballade Number 1. It's in the key of G minor.
How he learns is on a cassette tape. Someone plays slowly, the hands separate, one hand and the other, and counts it out, and then he can learn it that way. So that's how he learns the piano. He doesn't read the music, he doesn't read the Braille music. He has cassette tapes that he memorizes and practices. So, in case you were wondering how he learns how to play the piano, that's it.
And I miss it.
Yeah, I miss you practicing.
So
So this is the end of the show. That was pretty fast, huh? Well, take care, guys, and talk to you next week. Take care.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.